Okay, recording started.
Yeah,
Yeah,
done.
we didn't cover anything for those of you who are watching the recording. It's just uh, I just got to know about that. So now let's get started. So let's just say you have two computers or two mobile devices or whatever, two phones, two laptops, it doesn't matter. You have your system and you have Google system. Now you want to access some information that is on Google system. Let's just say this is Google Photos, okay? Now, most of you, when you take photos, they directly get into Google Photos and stuff. So what you're going to do is you'll ask this Google's server. Okay, this is something you want to learn. Now, server is the system that will give you something. Okay, now you have a server and you're going to request something from there. Now, this is called a request, and you'll get a response from this server of your image. Now, let's just say we have an image here. Okay, Google is having one of my images, and I'm asking Google, can you give me this photo? What does it do? It takes this request, it'll process. Okay, Shaukat is asking me for some photo, and it'll give me that photo back. So this photo will travel from here, and I can also see it. Is this part clear? What is happening? Like, how do you read Google's photos? Uh, do I make sense, or you guys didn't understand anything? Y for yes and N for no. If you understood, say Y. If you didn't understand, say N. Okay, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, now this is not our question, right? Our question is what is the web or what is the internet? Now, imagine you have like thousands of these networks overlaid, which is each of these is connected. Okay, this is connected to this, and this is connected to this, this is connected to this, all weird ways. Okay, so if all these systems are connected, that is basically your internet. Okay, this you probably already learned in your college and stuff, so it's not a big deal. An internet is a system or a network of networks. That is what they teach you, right? Which basically means that it is a group of computer systems. There are lots of computer systems that can talk to each other. Okay, that is what web or the internet is. So web basically means the internet, and dev means development. Now, what is web development? Web development is the process of creating websites. Okay, now let's say last time we went to puma.com, right? You can even go to this. This is a nice example. This.com. Okay, not sure why it didn't work, but let's see. These guys don't have packages. Okay, yeah, this is a good example because they have this thing. Okay, see, as I scroll up and down, something is happening, right? So this is a website. All of us would know this, right? Everybody knows that this is a website. Why? This is not something that you hit download and then view. You just go to some URL, right? So what is a URL? URL stands for Uniform Resource Locator, which is now, if we go back to our previous example, we had Google and you, right? So you have Google Photos, you have your photos stored somewhere else on somebody else's system, and now you are accessing this, right? You're requesting and you're getting a response. This photo is traveling here. Now, how do you know that this is the server that I want to request to, right? That is determined by an IP address. Okay, what is an IP address? It is a address that will uniquely identify your system. Uh, for Windows users, go to terminal And if you're on your phone, there is a way to find your IP address, but it's a bit difficult. ipconfig is the command for Windows users. Okay, Windows users, what you'll do is go to terminal and open ipconfig, hit enter. You'll find like a lot of information. Okay, in this, the thing that will really matter for you is this IPv4 address minus 192.168.0.108. Okay, so this is the unique identification for my system, which is my IP address. Okay, similarly, Google server will also have one such IP address. It'll be something unique. Okay, it can be like 111 or something like that. Now, it's just like a phone number. Okay, humans have phone number, right? Similarly, machines on a network. Okay, a network is basically a collection of systems on a network will always have unique IP addresses. It is like a phone number, like literally like a phone number. And now what we're going to do is my system is going to call this number. Okay, it is going to call this IP address or this phone number, but we don't remember phone numbers, right? Even in our phone, we have something known as contact, or previously we used to have phone books, right? Okay, sorry. So this is do you guys know what a phone book does? It does a simple thing, which is it lists all the numbers and names of the owners of that number. So for example, if there is Shaukat has a phone number of 123 123 123. Okay, so this is how a phone book would list it. Similarly, in the internet, there is something known, whatever that is, we'll know about that later. But there is a functionality that will map this IP address to a domain. Okay, a domain is the URL that you hit. It will map it to a URL, and in our case, it will be Google Photos, right? Or in this particular case, it will be parlayagro.com/brand/13, whatever. Parley Agro. Okay, so this is what we'll be hitting. Yeah, this is also a very nice animation if you see. Yeah, okay, whatever. So parlayagro.com is the place that I'm hitting. But if we go into terminal and say ping parlayagro.com, see, this is the IP address of ping Parley Agro. Okay, so this is the unique identification for whichever URL I'm hitting. Okay, did you guys understand, or did I skip way too forward? See, I don't know where your knowledge level is, right? I'm not sure if you know what web is, what internet is. If you don't tell me when you don't understand, I'll just keep going forward. Unless you stop me, I'll keep telling you new information. If you don't understand anything, stop me there itself and ask. Otherwise, I'll just keep talking whatever comes to my mind, and we'll end up losing a lot of stuff. Okay, if you have any kind of doubt or a problem, please stop me there and ask. Okay, yeah, I hope everybody understood. If you didn't understand, please ask me again, because if you don't understand these basics, in the future you'll be very like backward in the course. Okay, now let's understand it a little bit more better. So now we just defined what web dev is. This is still the first slide of the first class of web development. Okay, now we're going to learn something known as a client server model. Okay, so whenever I talk about the client server model, I talk about biryani, right? Okay, how many of you had your dinner? How many of you like completed dinner? Okay, great. No, didn't complete. Okay, great. Okay, 5 people completed out of 37. Great. Now, Let me go back and share my screen. So we are going to talk about client server model. Now, let's just say you went to a biryani restaurant. Let me just pin Excalibur into task. Okay, let's just say this is you. 1 second, guys. I didn't expect I'll be drawing, so I didn't draw previously. Let me just draw very quickly. Okay, so this is you, and you went to. Can anybody name a very famous biryani point? Like quickly. This is like fun thing, so we won't take a lot of time. Mumtaz. Okay. The first thing that I got is Mumtaz. Okay, let's just say all of us together went to Mumtaz Biryani Point. Okay. I don't know if the spelling is correct. Don't judge me on my spellings. My spellings are very wrong. Okay, so all of us went to Mumtaz Biryani Point, and now what do we do? First of all, like, okay, this is the building. We just entered the building. Okay, this is like the doorknob also. Now we all of us just entered the building. What are we going to do now? What do we do? What is the first thing you do when you get to a restaurant? Okay, I can't see your chat, so you can unmute and talk. What do you do? As soon as you go to a restaurant, open the door, what is the next thing you do?
Look for a place to sit.
Yes, exactly. Think what to order.
We
Great.
will see the ambience.
Sorry, Bhargavi, I didn't catch that. Can you repeat?
We will see the ambience. Is it crowded or is
You'll
it
see the ambience, and
peaceful?
if it's too crowded, you'll go home, right? Perfect. That is like way too real, but okay. The answer is we look for a place to sit, right? Okay, we went somewhere and then we sat there. Okay, so we are now inside Mumtaz Biryani. And what is the next thing we do? So now,
Menu.
yeah, you look for the menu. And what do you do next?
Order.
Order, right? Now, who takes your order? Does the chef
Waitress.
come and take your order?
No, the waiter.
No, the waiter comes, right? Now, remember this. A waiter is coming to you, and let me just make this guy red. Okay, so the waiter is coming to you and he's asking, what is your order? Let's just say we ordered chicken biryani. Okay, whatever. We ordered chicken biryani, and now what happens in the background? In the background, there will be a kitchen, right? It's not like you're getting your food from God. There's a kitchen, and in this kitchen, what will happen? They'll cook stuff, and there's a chef, obviously, right? Now, this chef, let's just denote him with green. Okay. Now, what is this chef going to do? He's going to take your order and process it, right? Like, okay, this guy said chicken biryani. Maybe we don't have chicken biryani or whatever. Now, this waiter will take your order to the chef, and the chef will prepare your order first of all. Okay, so the chef will like prepare your order, and then he'll send it back to the waiter, and you'll get your plate of chicken biryani, right? So this is how a classic restaurant will work. That is what I've shown here. You come in, you order, the waiter comes and takes your order. In the background, the chef will prepare your order and send it back through the waiter to you, right? So now let's see how this is related to web development, right? Now think of it like this. Let me just connect these two. The waiter taking your order to the kitchen is the request. Okay. What? Okay, so this is the request call, as in you're requesting something from someone. Okay, who is that someone, we'll see, but then you're getting a response. Okay, this is what is happening, and here you are known as a client. Okay, and in the real world this guy is called a chef, but in web, as in the internet world, this guy is called a server. Okay, this is the client server model, exactly like a biryani restaurant. Okay, whenever you think of client server model from now, think biryani. Okay, so now what is happening is you, the client, will send a request, that is you'll order something, and the waiter will take it to the chef, which is the server. This is the request call, and the server will process the biryani and he'll respond to you and you'll get your plate of biryani. Okay, now this waiter has a different name in the web world. He's called an API. Okay, API stands for application programmable interface. I know it sounds very complicated and stuff. We'll take care of this in backend. Okay, right now we won't take care of API. We'll take care of this guy later. Okay, let me just reset this back. Okay, so everybody understood how the client server model is working? Waiter, think what to order. Why if yes? Yes, okay, okay. 3, 4, 5. Okay, I'm taking majority of you understood. If somebody didn't understand, please let me know right now. Okay, I'm taking everybody understood. Okay, now let's relate this back to our original example, which is we have you and you are requesting for your photo. Okay, I removed that. You are asking for your photo from Google server, right? You're asking and you're getting it back. This is Google server, Google Photos server. Okay, you're getting requests. So here, what is the biryani out of these three? Guys, out of these three, which one is the biryani?
Photo.
Photo. Yes, very good. Who is the chef?
Google
Google
server.
server.
Google server. Very good. And you are the client, obviously. So everybody understood this, right? I can move on, or if anybody didn't understand, I'll wait and answer your queries. Okay, so now we'll move on, and let's see. Font size. Okay, this is good. Now the next thing we are going to look at is the basic building blocks of web development. There are three languages that you'll mostly focus on. Okay, it's not like only these three languages are used, or you'll learn only these three in this course. You'll learn like a lot of other languages also, but these are the three main things you'll learn. Okay, now the first one is HTML, next one is CSS, next one is JavaScript. It is like very common. Most of you should know about this. If you don't, it's fine, I'll tell you. Okay, whenever we talk about HTML, CSS and JavaScript, this is what people tell you, right? HTML is like the bones, CSS is like the skin, makeup, clothes, all of these things, and JavaScript is the brain of your website. Now let's talk about what actually happens. Let's actually go back and define what a website is, right? What is a website? Can anybody? Okay, it's a broad question, so I won't ask. Let's just go back to these. Okay, not Instagram. This. Okay. This one I don't need. Okay. Now this is a website, right? Everybody agrees on that. In a website, what do you see? I already asked this question, so I won't wait for your answer. I see icons, text, button, images, and I see a lot of colors. And when I click on a few buttons, it takes me somewhere, right? And that is mostly what I see. And if we go to the Parlay thing, parlayagro.com, we can also see animations, right? For example, if I keep moving like this, okay, if I click, something is changing. If I scroll, this bar is rotating, right? And then we have some brands. If I'm scrolling, these are rotating again. Let me just see. These are rotating when I scroll, which is a behavior, right? It is behaving in some way. We don't really care what it is, but this is what we mostly do in a website. We have some content that we want to put on the website, and then we have some behaviors that the website needs to do, right? Now, let's define what a website is. Okay, first one we saw is content is there. Next one is styling on the content is there, because if you take a look at it, here the text is different, launch calendar, running stores, and all these. But here the font is different, right? This is some other font, and this is some other font. So there is a little bit of styling going on, and then we also have some behavior. Behavior as in when I do something, the website is doing something. For example, here, if I click, the image is changing. Okay. If I click again, the image is changing again. And if I move around my mouse, something is happening, right? So that is a behavior that the website is doing. Behavior as in response to my action. Fine. Actions. Actions. Okay, so these three things are our basic, requirements for a website. Basic website requirements is what these are. Now, this will be provided by HTML, and this will be provided by CSS, and this will be provided by JavaScript. Okay, simple. Now, what is the job of HTML is the first question. HTML is used to actually put content on the web page. That is, save big, play big, oh, save big, play bigger, or let's go to this. About us, Parlay Agro, a pioneer in India, whatever. All this text, these images are put into this website using HTML. Okay. And then the font of this, or maybe the color of this text, the background color, and the color of maybe this image's background, all of these are done using CSS. And this image changing when I click is done using JavaScript. So any content that you see is put there, like is brought into the website using HTML. Then we use CSS to edit that content and give it some kind of styling. That is either font, color changing, size changing, all weird kinds of things. Okay. And after that, to add any kind of behavior to the website or the content within the website, we use JavaScript. Okay. Everybody understood till here? Okay. Here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay. Done. Now, so it is what I literally told you. HTML puts a shape in. Okay, so we have some content there, and CSS will edit that content, and JavaScript will make it respond to whatever we do. Okay. Now I just want to stop for a minute and ask you guys: am I going too fast? Am I going too slow? Do you like the speed? Do you understand what I'm talking and things like that? Guys, if I'm too fast, type F. If I'm too slow, type S. if you think the speed is correct, just type C or something. Okay, I'm going too slow. I'm going too slow. Speed is correct, correct. Too slow, correct, correct, correct. Normal, perfect. Good pace, CC, slow. Okay, okay. I think correct. Okay, got it. Okay, maybe I'll try and go a little bit faster because I saw it's correct pace, but then people are saying, okay, got it. Done. Now let's actually go into the coding part of things. Now you have to write your code somewhere, right? For example, if you want to write something in the real world, you need a notebook. Similarly, anything you write will go into files, and you can create your files on your PC or somewhere else. But since we want to keep this course as mobile friendly as possible, we're going to use two things. Okay, one is Replit, which is a web platform or an app on Android and probably iOS also. Go to replit.com, and here you can actually create REPL. I'll show you how to do this. All you need to do is when you come to replit.com, this is what you'll see. People who are on your mobile, try to follow along now. People who are on your Visual Studio Code, as in on your PC, wait a minute. I'll tell you what to do. You can also start with Replit, but it's recommended you go with Visual Studio Code. Okay. Then you hit sign in and you continue with Google or whatever authentication you prefer. Right. Go ahead. Okay. Then what you're going to do is you're going to say create REPL and click on choose a template. Hit HTML, CSS, JavaScript, and name it whatever you want. Web dev test, PM web dev test is what I'm going to call it. Then hit create REPL, and this is what you'll see. Now close this tab and keep only index.html open. Okay, and you can delete all the code inside it. That is the setup for mobile, guys. And whenever you want to run, you just hit run, and this is how you'll see things. Okay, currently we have nothing here. If you just enter your name in the website and run it again and reload, you should be able to see Shaukat. Yeah, your name will be visible when you enter your name. Whatever you enter here, just hit run and reload. You'll be able to see your website. Okay. I don't want that. Now coming to the PC, guys, what you need to do is you go to Visual Studio Code and you download for Windows. Okay, it's that simple. And once you download, you'll get a .exe file. In that, you just keep hitting next, whatever is recommended. But at one point, it'll ask you, do you want to add it to the path? There, say yes. Okay, that is the only thing you need to do. I'll wait for you guys to install that. I'll give you like 2 minutes. And if you're on your phone, log into Replit and do whatever I just did. If you have any problems, tell me. I'm waiting. Okay. If you're done, just type D in the chat. Okay, 2 people are done, which is great. Just wait if you're not done. It's fine. Take your time. For PC, download Visual Studio Code. Okay, I'll put the website link. Don't worry. If you just go to this website, it will automatically download. You don't have to do anything. For Windows user, this is okay. For mobile, I'll send you that link also. Where is web.com? Okay, that is replit.com. Okay. This is for phone or for mobile users. Okay. So you click on replit.com, then you say sign in, you log into it and you say create REPL. And after you create a REPL, you go into template. In that, you'll select HTML, CSS, and JavaScript. Then you'll be presented with something that looks like this. Okay, you might have like one more tab open, just close that tab. As in click on the three dots and hit close. Okay. So this is for the mobile guys. Now for VS Code guys, I mean the Windows users, just go to this code or this URL and it'll automatically download for you. See, it tried to download for me. I'll cancel. You'll download and then you'll get a .exe. I'll download that. It's too difficult to tell without downloading. I'll save that. Go here. Okay, Windows guys, eyes on the screen. I'll show you how to download and install Visual Studio Code. Double click on this and say, I accept the agreement. Next. Here, just make sure add to path is on, okay, not off. This one. I'm waiting for 5 seconds so that you guys can see. Make sure that this option is on, okay, and then hit next and then hit install. You'll hit install. I am hitting cancel. You guys hit install, okay, don't cancel and then look at me. Okay, so that is what you will do. Clear? Okay, just to make sure you guys are working on it and not like sleeping after telling me you're doing it. If you're doing it, type P in the chat so that I know that you're under progress. What if we already installed VS and we want to check whether to add path is on or off? Okay. So if you already have Visual Studio Code and you want to check, just hit code space dot in your terminal. Code space dot should open your Visual Studio Code. If it opens, successfully installed, otherwise you have some problem. Okay. Who asked? Nandini asked. She didn't reply yet. Okay. Okay, guys, that is how you check if you have it installed or not. Done. Okay, great. Okay. Progress. Okay, done. Progress. Okay, guys, I'll wait till like 8:42 and then I'll start. Okay. We're supposed to install these two or one of those two. Okay, done. Done. Okay, great. After download, what to do? After download, I just showed you. Okay. What you do is you double click on the file that you got and keep clicking next, basically. Okay. Just keep clicking next, install. That's it. Don't change anything. Okay, guys, time's up. Now let's get started. Okay, so I just want to clarify one thing, which is whatever I do in my Visual Studio Code, you can do that on Replit. Okay, so whatever I write in my Visual Studio Code, Replit, that is the mobile guys, are going to write it in index.html in your Replit. And say I write Ali now, and I say, and whenever I come back to my website in Visual Studio Code, mobile guys are going to hit run and reload. Okay, run and reload every time. That is what mobile guys are going to do. Except for this, everything will be same. Whatever you write inside will be same as my Visual Studio Code. Okay, so now I'll tell Visual Studio Code guys what to do. Okay, not this. I will just open some folder. 1 minute, guys. You don't have to do this. You can just start wherever you want. Just create a new one. Okay, so when you come to the Visual Studio Code page, you'll have something that looks like this. Don't touch anything. Just close this. Okay, PC guys, not mobile guys. Now what you'll do is you won't see these many buttons here. This is because I have a lot of extensions and stuff. What you'll do is come to the left navigation bar and click on the extensions tab. Okay. Once you click on the extensions tab, click, type live server. This is one thing you want to install. Okay. Live server by Ritwik Day. What you'll do is go here and you'll see a button install. Okay. You won't see uninstall. Click on install and wait. Don't click twice. Just click once and wait. It will download and then you'll see disable and uninstall. And once that is done, search for PRITT here. Yeah, Prettier Code Formatter. Do the same for this library also. Okay, the Prettier Code Formatter library. Install it, and that's it. You don't have to do anything else. Once both of these are installed, close Visual Studio Code and open it again. Now you should probably be able to see the go live button here at the bottom. Okay. Okay, everybody, once you're done with that, type D in the chat. PC guys, I'm talking about. Mobile guys, just wait a minute. We'll see what to do. Okay. Create a code library or code formatter. Okay, the second one. Done. Okay, great. Okay, done. Okay. Great job, guys. If anybody is still doing it, type P in the chat. I'll wait. Otherwise, I'll move on. Okay. It's very simple. What you do is you go to Visual Studio Code, hit on extensions, and search for live server. Okay. Okay, live server. You install this and then search for Prettier Code Formatter. Okay, not the other one. Code Formatter, and you say install. Once you install both of these, you'll close and open Visual Studio Code again. Okay. Okay, that's it, guys. I'm moving ahead. Now, PC guys, what you'll do is create a new file called index.html. Okay, now why did I name it index.html? Has a story. Index.html is the default file that your web browser will look for. Now, what is a web browser? Web browser is the software that you use to access the internet. For example, there is Brave, there is Google Chrome, there is Microsoft Edge, there is Firefox. Okay, yeah, Firefox, and there are lots of web browsers out there. There's Arc browser, all these things. But your browser will always look for index.html when your website is hosted. Okay, so PC guys, make sure you always have at least one index.html. Okay, I mean, not at least, you have exactly one index.html, not less, not more. Okay, now for PC guys, there is actually a very nice trick which will autofill HTML for you. Okay, for example, if I write HTML:5, it'll take care of the whole thing. This is HTML. I'll tell you about this in a minute, but just be ready with it. Okay, so this is how we'll start creating websites. And once you have this, what you'll do is click on this go live button. Okay, this go live button here, click that, and you'll come to this page. And make sure not to click on this port button. If you click on that, it won't get updated for you. Okay, great. Somebody joined now. If you click on this, your website will stop getting updated. For example, if I write Shaukat here, and go back, reload, I can see Shaukat text written here, right, in my website. But if I close port and I write Ali and go back here and keep reloading, nothing will happen. Okay, you'll get this site can't be reached. So make sure that whenever you're trying to edit HTML, make sure that go live is on so that you can see your changes in real time. See, now it is Ali. Okay, the next thing you're going to do is learn HTML, right? Now you know where to run HTML and stuff. Now you're going to learn HTML. So in HTML, everything is a tag. Okay, every tag will have opening tag, closing tag, and in the middle you'll have the body. Okay, so like a dead body, you'll have the body of the tag. You'll have opening tag, closing tag, and the body of the tag. Now, how do we represent an opening tag is what we're going to look at next. An opening tag will be looking something like this with the name in middle. Let's just say H for now. Okay, there's a reason why I'm writing H. You'll understand in a minute. And then there is the closing tag, which will be the same thing, but there will be a slash in it. Okay, slash H and closing. And in the middle, you will have the body of the tag. This is where the body of the tag will go. The body will usually be a text. Okay, 90% of the time it will be a text. Some kind of text. Yes. Okay, so any HTML tag, probably there are a lot of exceptions to this. We'll look at that also. But for now, this is how a HTML tag will look. You'll have the opening tag, the body, and then the closing tag. Okay, you can remember this photo if you don't like remember things. Opening, body, closed. Okay, now we are going to write a demo tag, which is going to be H1. So PC guys, work on this. Just write H1 and it'll probably auto close for you. That is, Visual Studio Code will automatically generate a closing tag for you. If it doesn't, type it yourself. It's fine. And for Replit guys, what you'll do is start typing H1. It will auto complete the tag for you. Okay. Replit will definitely do it. I'm not sure about Visual Studio Code. I have like tons of extensions, so it might be doing it for me. Anyways, now let's write Edumoon in this.
Hello. Hello.
Yeah.
The live server is not working.
Live server is not working. What happened? Like, what did you do? How did you determine that it's not working?
It's saying open a folder or workspace.
Oh yeah, I forgot to leave it. Thank you. Yeah. So
Yeah.
that problem is coming because you don't have something open here. Uh, okay, fine. Do one thing. Click on File. Everybody who's getting that error, click on File. Say Open Folder and open some folder wherever you want to save your files. Okay, I'll open EM Web Dev and select folder. Now it will work. Okay. Thanks for like reminding me. Okay, so let's get back and we were talking about the H1 tag, right? So for now, this is a tag. I'll tell you what it does and stuff, but just write the opening H1 tag, write the closing H1 tag, and write whatever name you like in the middle. For example, edumode, and you'll run it, reload it. Okay, just running won't work. You have to run and reload. Now you can see edumode here, right? So this is what we want. This is the output. Now let's do the same thing here. I'll just port and open again. Let's write edumode and go live. Here we can see edumode. Right. So this is what you're going to do. Once you're done, type D in the chat. Okay. Okay, great. A lot of you did it, not all of you, but it's fine. Now, the next thing we're going to do is we're going to learn what this tag is about, right? Why did I randomly write H1? There has to be a reason, right? So there are standard names in web development. H1 is like the largest heading. If you ever worked on a Word document, you'll know that there are tons of headings, right? Where is that? Yeah, heading 1, heading 2, and stuff like that. So heading 1 will look like this. Now let's go down and say heading 2. Heading 2 will look like this, and heading 3 will look something like this. Heading 4 would look smaller, right? So similarly, we also have tags in HTML to specify that the body within that tag is a H1. Now, let's talk in terms that we understand, right? Now, in this is the opening tag. Okay, this H1 is the opening tag. This H1 is the closing tag, and edumode is the body, right? This much everybody understands. Now, what this tag means to the compiler or to the computer is that whatever is within the opening and closing tag of H1 is going to be a heading. That is, it needs to be displayed in a bold and larger font size, right? For example, previously when I wrote something like, okay, like Ali, and I go back here, you can see that it's very small. It's not bold. But when I write H1 and write edumode in it, it is very large, right? Comparatively, it is large, it is a heading. That is why it is large. And H1 specifies that whatever is within the edumode, I mean, within the H1 tag is a heading. Here, the body is the text edumode, right? So now what the browser or the computer will understand is that whatever is within my H1 tag, opening and closing, needs to be a heading. That is, it needs to be shown in a big font. It'll do exactly that. So it'll take edumode and it will show it in a very big font. Okay. Everybody understood this? Why, if you understood? Like, why in the chat if you understood? Okay, everybody understands this. Great. Now, there are other tags also, obviously, right? It's not like only one tag is there. There are more than some 300, 400 tags. But nobody remembers all of them. You'll just be writing the same thing over and over. Let's just say Ali, okay, maybe Edimoon. Now, for Visual Studio Code, I don't think this will work in Replit, but okay, it works in Replit too. Great. Now, what we're going to do is we're going to write h1 to h6 tags. So how do you expect me to write? You'll just say, okay, go down, type h2, and then write Edgemoon again, right? So this is very tiring. What we can do instead is we can use keyboard shortcuts. Hold down Alt, Shift, and down, and do this. Okay. Now the next thing you'll do is you'll select one. Okay, not Shift D. You can type select one, Control D, and replace it with 2, escape down, 3, and 4, and 5, and 6, and 7 is not there actually, but yeah, what is it? Okay, so I don't care how you do it, just type this. Okay, you're going to type h1 to h6 tags with the same content in it, right? That is what I essentially did. You're going to do the same thing on Replit also. For phone users, typing is a little bit more difficult. I told you before itself, so it's fine. But once you type all of this, this is how you'll see your output. Okay. Once you're done with this, type D in the chat. It's fine if you don't type all of them, just type 3 just for like feeling sake. Okay, everybody's done. Great. And I'll just tell you again, if you're on a PC, the shortcut to duplicate a line right under itself is Alt, Shift, and down. Okay. Okay, done. Okay. Meant done, I guess. Anyways. Okay. Now we understood what this slide means. H1 is really large and H6 is a very small tag. If you see, it's not really that different from what we see if we write normal text. Maybe a little bit bold. That's see, it has a different. Okay, it's actually smaller than the normal tag that we write. Okay. Now, obviously, we don't just keep headings, right? We do a lot of things in HTML. We put a lot of content on it. So what we're going to do is we're going to look at the top. How many are these? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So 5, 4, 20. We're going to look at about 20 tags which are most famously used, right? Let's start with the HTML tag. Now, the HTML tag will tell your computer that, okay, whatever is written within me, that is within the HTML tag, is HTML. Okay, it's like kind of obvious, but whatever is written within this HTML tag is considered to be HTML. I mean, you'll understand the use of this tag when you start learning SEO. Okay, SEO is something called search engine optimization. For example, if I go online and type Subhagruha Vizag, there'll be like millions of, okay, not, there'll be like hundreds of pages, right? But why does subhagruha.com come on the top? Why does something else like maybe mouthshut.com come at the end, right? So bringing your website on the top of search is called search engine optimization. Okay, it's a very simple thing, but this tag helps with that. Why? Because browsers always look for a type of structure in your code whenever they rank your website. Okay, yeah, whatever. So this HTML tag is used to specify that whatever is within this HTML tag is HTML. Okay, and then the head tag contains the metadata of your website. Okay, now what is metadata? I'll show you the definition because it's very hard to define, but people just say data about data and get away with it. Okay. Metadata basically means You're describing what your data does. For example, I'm going to describe that the title of this page is the Shaukat page. Okay, something like that. So this is defining something about my website or my web page, right? So now if I go here and look, it changed to the Shaukat page. Same thing will happen here also on Replit. Let's just run it and reload. I'm not sure if you can see the title, really. Yeah, you can't see the title, but it is what is happening in the background. Replit obviously has a few limitations. Okay, it's not like perfect. So this is what you do in the head tag. In the head tag, you specify things about your website. They won't show up in your website. Okay, for example, there are a few more things, but we'll learn them throughout the course, so don't sweat too much. Now the next thing is, when you have a head, you'll obviously have a body, right? This body tag will define, oh sorry, yeah, and one more thing, all HTML tags have only lowercase letters. Okay, this is not important now. You'll be like, okay, who types capital letters anyway? But when you start learning React.js, this will matter a lot. Okay, now what the body tag does is it will contain all of your body of the website. That is, whatever you show in this white space needs to be contained in the body tag. This is again a good practice. Okay, there are a lot of things in web development that you do just because they're good practices and they have an ultimate benefit, but not seemingly immediate. Okay, you'll see why we write the body tag, why we write the head tag in some time. And within this body tag will be your body of the website. Now, what will the body contain? It will contain all your information. That is, for example, a h1 tag saying that this is Shaukat Ali Sheikh from Edumoon. And if we go back, see, this is Shaukat Ali from Edumoon, whatever. Now, what do I want to show here? I just want to show this is my first web page. No, I just want to show h1. This is to show some data on the web page that I just built. Okay, so this is how you write HTML and look at its output. Simple stuff using the body tag. Now div tag will not cover now. Okay, we'll cover it some other time because it's a little bit more complicated. And then we have the p tag. Now h1 is for heading. Then what will p be for? It is the paragraph tag, which is you're going to type a lot of matter, right? For example, if you go to parlayagro.com and they have a lot of matter here. It's just text, which is very large. That is, it's a paragraph of text. You're going to put it in the p tag. Okay. And usually we'll have a lot of situations where we want to type something into the website, but we don't know what to type, right? For example, in this p tag, what will I type? I don't know. I just want some random data, right? So for that, we have something known as a lorem ipsum. It's a Latin word. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it right, but if you hit lorem and click on this, what happens is it will generate a bunch of text for you. See, this text in Latin, obviously, we don't need to care about that for now, but you'll get text. Yeah.
Yeah, your screen is not visible. You just stop screen sharing.
Okay, sorry. I hit stop instead of hide. Sorry, guys. Okay, let me just go back
Yeah,
and do what I was doing. Yeah, now in whatever tag you want, if you type lorem and hit enter, you'll get a lot of data. Okay, this data is just random and it's in Latin. Remember that. This is how a p tag will look. If you ever want dummy data, just hit lorem and enter. You'll get your data. I'm not sure if that will happen here. Lorem won't happen in Replit. Okay, Replit guys, don't try. Just write some random stuff, and that will be your paragraph. Okay. Now the next tag we learn is the A tag. A tag is for anchor. I know it sounds weird, but anchor tags are basically your links. Okay. So if I type A and type this is a link, you can see that when I go back, nothing is happening. Why? Because we need to give something known as a HTML attribute, href equal to http colon slash slash google.com. Okay. I'll tell you what is this, why I wrote it here and stuff like that. But first of all, look at this. Now it turned blue in color first, right? That is the first thing you observe. And then if you take a closer look, when I hover over it, when I bring my mouse over it, it is turning into a hand that is pointing hand. But when I bring it onto normal text, when I bring my cursor onto normal text, it is becoming a text cursor. Okay, so the line that you see is called a text cursor. This is for selecting data. And if you look here, it is a link that I'm getting, right? So if I click on this link, I'm being taken to google.com, right? Now, I'll tell you what I wrote and why I wrote it there. I wrote something known as a HTML attribute. Okay. HTML attribute. A HTML attribute is some information that you write within the opening tag of a element. Okay, so for example, href, and you'll assign a value to this attribute. These attributes are predefined. For example, href is for A, right? And most of the tags have a HTML attribute called style. Okay, and you assign a value to this. So how do you assign a value? You hit equal to and you say double quotes, and in this double quotes you'll have some data. Okay, that data will completely depend on what you're editing. For example, for a tag, there is a href attribute to which you link a URL. For example, google.com or puma.com. Okay, then what will happen is this A tag will take you to puma.com. Okay, now let's see. This is exactly what I did. I have an A tag, and within the opening tag of this A tag, I am writing href equal to, which is I'm assigning a value google.com to this href attribute using the equal to symbol. Okay, and it will take me to google.com, right? If I change this to puma.com, it will now take me to puma.com. Okay, see, that is exactly what is happening. This is expected behavior. If I change this to youtube.com, it will take me to YouTube, right? So okay, it is going to YouTube. So this is how HTML attributes work. That is, you write something in a opening tag of a tag. I mean, you write something in the opening tag, and there are previously determined attributes. For example, the A tag has href, and to this attribute you're going to assign something. Okay, you're going to assign, in this case, a URL. The URL is going to be maybe http://youtube.com, and once you click on this link, it will take you to YouTube or Google if you change this to Google, right? Now the next thing we are going to do is we are going to learn the next tag, which is image tag.
Hello.
Yeah.
It's not taking to the link we have mentioned.
Okay, send me your code in the chat. I'll tell you what you did wrong.
Okay. 1 second.
Okay, let's just copy the same thing and put here. Okay, yeah, you need to have HTTP : by the way.
Okay.
Wait, I'm not sure if that will take you. But yeah, that's it. You need to have HTTP : Okay. Yeah. Then the next tag we're going to learn is the image tag. Now, IMG. If you see, Visual Studio Code did not complete my statement. Why? Because image tag is something known as a self-closing tag. I told you when I was talking about this one that this is how generally HTML tags are. This is not exactly how HTML tags are. This is generally how HTML tags are. And there are a lot of exceptions to this rule, right? Now, we are facing that exception, which is the image tag. Image tag will not have a closing tag. Okay, closing tag will not be there. Only an opening tag will be there. Okay, so we'll only have an opening tag. So if you observe, if you only have an opening tag, you can't have a body, right? If you have something that looks like this and like this is a normal HTML tag. Your body will sit in between these two. Now, if you have only the opening tag, where will your body go, right? That is not possible. So for self-closing tags, that is the tags that have only opening tags, there will never be a body. Okay, a body will never be present for a self-closing tag. Okay, that is like a hard and fast rule. So what do we do with these self-closing tags is we give them some kind of HTML attributes, right? HTML attributes are written in the opening tag. So we don't care if there is a closing tag or not. We just give a value to a HTML attribute. In this case, the HTML attribute will be src and equal to, here you'll give the path to your image. We can give path to a local image, but just to keep everything nice, I'll just give something from the web. Okay, suggest me a random image. Guys, just suggest me some random image. Kohli, okay, somebody said Kohli. Kohli, let's just. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to go into this, right click and say copy image address. Okay, and if you paste it somewhere, you should be able to see the image, right? If you copy the image address and paste it somewhere, you'll be able to see that image. That is what we want. Okay, phone guys, if you just long press on an image, you'll be able to see this option to copy image address. Just do that and paste it in the src attribute. Okay, I just pasted it in the src attribute of my image tag. It's quite long, so you can't see it, but now within my opening tag itself, I just have src equal to, and I pasted the link that I copied and I just closed the opening tag. I didn't close the tag, I just closed the opening tag. Okay, so now what I have here is something looking like this. Opening tag, img. Then I have the src equal to a string, and this is quite a long string. And then I have a closing tag. I mean, a closing bracket. That's it. Okay, this is how my image is currently looking. My code is currently looking. Right. Now, moment of truth. If we go back into our page and see, we actually have the image here, right? The image that we copied is on my website. If you click on this link, it is still taking us to youtube.com. Okay, great. Everything is working. Any doubts so far, guys? Everything is working for you. You guys are following along, probably. Wait, I'll check your chat in a minute. I'll just delete all of these. Body is not required for now. Yeah, and also plain text is technically HTML. Okay, So if you write plain text, it will still work. Okay, earth, cat, cat, guys, you were late, but okay, fine. Maybe next time we'll do that. Yeah, so everybody understood till here. Y if you understood, N if you didn't understand. Okay, did anybody get stuck anywhere? I'm pretty sure at least 2-3 people copied the wrong path and didn't get the image. Okay, how many of you did not get the image? Okay, I am expecting that everybody got the image. So we'll just let that be. Okay, now the next tag we're going to learn is H1 to H6, which we already learned. So good job. We'll leave that. Now, let's say you want to make a list, right? A list of items. How do you do that in HTML? You just say one, let's just say oil. Then we have tomato. Then we have spices. Then we have onion. Then we have salt and stuff like this, right? Now, if I go back here, you can see that all of these are coming as single line. Not good. Then nothing is good, right? It's not looking good. Plus, we also have one more way to do this, which is we'll use a list tag. We have two types of lists. Okay, one is the ordered list, which is OL, and then we have another type of list called unordered list, which is UL. Okay, now within this, what we'll do is we'll type another tag called the LI tag, which is the list item, and this will be oil. The next one will be an LI tag again, and this will be tomato, as we previously said, and the next one will be spices. The next one will be onion. Next one will be salt, I said, right? So now if we go back into our website and see, we can see that it's a nice ordered list. I have ordering 1 2 3 4 5, and I have all my items listed properly. Now if I replace OL with UL, what is going to happen? This is changing into a bulleted form, right? We don't have any order in this. We don't have 1 2 3s, we have dots or bullets. So UL stands for unordered list. That is, you'll get bullet points in your list, and OL stands for ordered list, which is you'll get numbers in your list. And each list item is separated by a LI tag. So LI stands for list item. Okay, if you hover, you can see the LI element represents a list item. If its parent element is an OL, UL, or menu element, then the element is an item of the parent. Yeah, whatever. You don't need to read all of this. But list item is how you separate out different list items, as in the items in your list. Okay, everybody understood the list item tags? What does UL stand for? Can anybody tell me what does UL stand for? Unordered list.
Unordered
Okay,
list.
great. Okay. What does OL stand for?
Ordered
Ordered
list.
Ordered list.
Okay, great. Now the next tag that we're going to learn is, okay, these two are done. LI also we learned. The span tag. Again, span and div will come back to later on because these are a little bit more complex. I mean, div and span are entirely unnecessary tags that we developed to style things better. Okay, so we'll come back to that. Don't think too much. Now the next tag is obviously the table tag TRT. Okay, table tags are simply used to build tables, right? As in Excel tables, not dining tables, Excel tables. And the thing is, in HTML, what we do is we are going to create tables, right? There are two ways to create tables. One is you take these cells and place them in rows. I'll just keep switching colors so that you understand. Yeah, I know it is slow, but please wait. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'll just do one more and we'll stop. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I know my drawing is also very bad. Please excuse me, but whatever. So this is a row, second row, third row, fourth row. This is how we can order and create a table. Now all of these rows together will create a table. And there is also another thing we can do, which is, let me just rotate this. If we place columns, that is, for those of you who have a hard time remembering this, a row is like this. Okay, a row will keep extending like this, as in W, which is the horizontal side, and a column and let me just like all. Okay, L is not supposed to be here. L is supposed to go over here. That's a normal L. I will place this. Scale it up like a lot. Okay, so column goes like this. So you'll never have problem figuring it out. A row is horizontal since W's keep extending rightward. That is how you can remember that is a row. And column, L stretches up like a lot. So that is a column. Okay. Now, this table is made up of columns. And I can make the same table by splitting this into rows, right? Now, in HTML, we do not have columns. Okay, columns are not there. We only have rows. So how are we going to build a table using only rows is the next challenge. So we're going to split it like this and 3. We're just going to let me do this. This is much better, right? So 1, 2, 3. So this is how we'll build a table. What we're going to do is we're going to create a table row. How do we create a table row? We use the tr tag. This is the table row. And wait a minute. Let me just. So now we have 1, 2, 3, 4. So we have 4 table rows. This is row 1. And yeah, I don't want to introduce comments right now. So row 1, 2, and Charlie 4. Okay, if I go back to my website, what do I see? I see all of these in one row, right? That is bad. Okay, we'll look into that later on. Now, each of this is a data cell. So we give TD. We will move row 1 in. We give TD and we'll move row 2 in. We'll give TD and we'll move 3 in. We'll give TD and we'll move 4 in. Now, if you see, row is coming here. We don't want that. Okay. Now I have individual rows, one after another, which is what we want. But if I want to build a table of just 1, and the second row is going to be 2, the third row is going to be 3, fourth row is going to be 4. This is how it will look. Wait, what? Okay. And you guys don't have to try this, but I'll just do one thing to show you how a table would look once you style it. What I'll do is I'll give a style of border 1 pixel and see what is happening. Okay, nothing will happen, right? Give a style tag and say 2D. Okay, so this is how a table would look once you style it. Now we have a row of only 1, 1, 1, right? What I did here is in this table, I created a TR, which is a table row. Now I created only this part, okay, only this row, these 3 cells, and I gave table data 1, 1, and 1. Okay, so 1, 1, and 1 is filled in these 3 cells. If I give one more, it will be filled in the next cell here. Okay, if I give one more, it will be filled in the next cell here, and so on. It will continue. Right. Now, what I did is after 1, 1, 1, I gave 2, 2, 2, which is the second row, and then the third, then the fourth. Right. If you see, we did not construct a column, but column appeared automatically. How? If you keep on adding rows, you'll create a column, right? If you keep on adding consistently rows, row 1, row 2, row 3, you'll automatically add a column. So that is how we build columns or tables in HTML. How do we do it? We use only rows. Within a table tag, we put a lot of TR tags. Okay. And in the TR tag, what we do is we'll put TD tags, which tells that it's a table data tag. And each table data is a table cell. Okay. Each table data is a table cell, and within the same TR tag, if we have TD, it will be placed one next to another. Okay, so if we have 2, 2, 2, 2 is placed next to the previous 2, right? So yeah, it's like common sense, I guess, but what if? Yeah, that is okay. I hope everybody understood how we are building a table. If you didn't understand, stop me. I know I went a little bit fast for this.
Can you
But
show us
this
the
is
style?
No, style will come later on.
Okay.
Currently, we are only learning HTML. I just use this to show you guys how it will look. That's it. If we remove the style, it'll look like this. Okay, I'll tell you the style later on when we learn CSS, but for now, just learn this. That's it. Okay. Now, table TR for table row, TD for table data. Okay, everybody understood what I am talking about? If you guys didn't understand, we can go over it again. But okay, for now, I guess I'll move on. The next tag that we learn is form tag. Yeah, great. Now, in a lot of websites, what we do is we sign in, right? Interior.lab.com. Okay, so in this, if you look at this page, we sign in. That is, we take user data. For example, it will take my email address, ali@reddesk.com, and my password, something. And when I hit enter, it is taking this data, processing it, and then letting me inside, right? That is exactly what's happening. Now, how does this happen? How do we take user data into our websites is what we're going to learn. We're going to learn about the form tag. Now, a form tag will obviously indicate that you're taking some data from the user. Okay, it's like the body tag indicates that this is the body of the website. Form tag indicates that whatever is inside this form tag is some kind of information being taken by the user, from the user. Okay, and we specify that we're taking an input, which is the next tag, the input tag. Okay, we specify that we're taking an input by using an input tag. It is again a self-closing tag, and in this you'll have a type, and there are multiple types. If you want to learn what all types are there, you can go through this list: button, checkbox, color, date, date time, local email, hidden image, all of these things. Okay, but now we'll just learn text and move on. If we go back to our website, you'll see that we have a button where I can type things, and if I hit enter, it is getting replaced. Okay, if I hit enter, it gets replaced. Okay, that is one. Then we also have a type of button. Okay, see, we have a button here. we can do something and hit the button. Nothing is happening. Okay. Adding functionality to this will come in JavaScript, but for now, just remember that a form tag is used to signify that whatever is kept within these is going to be an input. Okay. And in this form tag, we always mostly write input and we give it a type. This type will determine what kind of data can go in. For example, if I give email and I say Ali and enter, what does it say? It says, please include @ in the email address. Ali is missing an @ symbol. That is, it is checking if I'm actually giving an email or not. Okay, now it worked. Why? Because it was an email actually. It will check. For example, if I give a number here, number type, and I try to hit some text, it won't take it, but it will take E. Why? Because if you look it up, E is actually a number. Okay. See, E is a mathematical constant, so it will take only E, but it won't take others. Okay. So it will take all 1, 2, 3, 4 and till 9, and it will take E, but it won't take anything else. Okay, so that is the number type. Now we also have a lot more. You probably won't need all of this except for submit. Submit is for obviously submitting a form. Okay, we will look into this in JavaScript, but just remember that whenever you want to take input from the user, you'll have a form tag, and in that form tag, you'll have the input tag. Okay, there can be multiple input tags, obviously, right? We just use Copilot here and quickly get away with it. See, if we go here, there are like a lot of tags, right? Name is Shaukat Ali Sheikh, email is this, subject is something, and message is something, and I can hit send. Okay, so this is how you build simple forms. And then we have, okay, input button, link tag. Okay, wait. Okay, that is wrong. Now I'm going to teach you something interesting after some. I know it was a little bit boring, but okay, give me a video suggestion, something that you want to watch or something like that. How to get headings in the table?
Cat.
Okay, you want to use it. Cat videos. Okay, let's say cat videos. Okay, this is bad. Let's try this. Okay. Now, what I want you to do is go into YouTube and click share, and you'll see something like this, right? In that, click on embed, and you'll get HTML. You can recognize that it's HTML by the starting tag and then the closing tag, right? So this is HTML that we're getting. If I copy this, close YouTube and go back, I paste it in my website, I change nothing. Okay, you can see that I'm getting YouTube here, right? In my website, I'm getting YouTube. How is this possible? It is actually very possible, and you can see this in like a lot of websites. Let's look at this. Yeah. If I click here, okay, this is not an iframe. Where did I see iframes last? Okay, I don't remember where I saw it, but it's a very common feature, and you can take any YouTube video as long as it's public and put it there. Okay. Let's just say, I don't think you can put shorts in it. Let's see. Share. Okay, you can't put shorts in. Wow, I just realized that, but okay, whatever. So this is how you put YouTube videos in your website. Very simple. You go to youtube.com, you open that video. Let's just say this one. And now what you do is you hit share, embed, copy this. Okay. You can even choose to start wherever you want. For example, if I wanted to start at 419, I can click on that. Oh, no, yeah, I have to go to 440, share, embed, and then see, it's asking me, do you want to start at 440? Yes, I want to start there. And it has a few more things, copy. Now you can go into your code, paste it here, go to your website, reload. See, now it is starting at 440, right? So that is what we want. Yeah, I guess it's pretty straightforward, right? So far it's so good. Okay, everybody understood what I did with the YouTube videos? Okay, 1 person, 2, 3, 4, 5. Probably. Okay. You guys probably understood. I can't be sure, but okay. So we covered all of these tags. I know I left out span, div, and button and link. Link tag we probably won't use at all, but div, span, and button are left. Okay, now let's go ahead and build your first website, right? You already built your first website, but let's make it a little bit more customized, let's just say. Now, what you're going to do is you're going to hit, where is my browser? Now, in this, what you're going to do is you're going to say HTML colon 5. Okay, this doesn't look on. Okay, now what you're going to do is you're going to hit HTML colon 5. This will autofill a lot of things. You don't want this. You don't want language equal to this. You don't want this. You basically don't need any of this. You can just start from scratch, whatever. But just make sure that your file is labeled index.html. Okay. Now, the next one we're going to do is we're going to give a h1 and say Shaukat Ali Sheikh. And after that, if you want to give a line gap, what you do is you use the BR tag. Okay. It stands for break and it gives a line space. And if you want to draw a line, what you do is you use the HR tag. Okay. Now let's go back and look at this. See, after Shaukat, we got a line of space and then I got a horizontal rule. HR stands for horizontal rule. So that, and if I reorder them, see, I put HR on top of BR now. Now what is happening? HR is closer to Shaukat, right? Yeah. Let's just remove the BR and say, I want to have like a H2 and say experience. So far, what did I do, right? Yeah, you can have a UL, very good. And software engineer, web developer, mobile developer. Let's just change this to web developer. And at Edumon and web developer at Sriya Infotech, via developer at Utopia. Okay, so this is done. Now the next thing we're going to do is we're going to, okay, we could do education, computer science, UL. Okay, I didn't do my MTech, AUC, and I probably have I'll just delete this. Yeah, you guys edit with your own data, okay? Or you can just copy whatever I'm doing. Inter is from in MPC. Now, why don't we make this OL? Because why OL? Okay, ordered list, and then let's just give like horizontal rules everywhere. Pretty simple. Yeah. And the next thing we're going to do is, yeah, why don't we do skills? Skills is a great option. Skills, what skills do I have? Okay, via development, I don't know AI. Just edit it to maybe. Okay, what skills do I have? I don't have any other skills. Shit. Okay, let's just see that. Right, C. Java, and I just want to edit there. And then HR. After that, I don't know projects. I just put something like hobbies, because most of you will be putting that. UL, reading, traveling, playing. No way. Let's just change to tennis, swimming, and okay. Get that spelling it right. Okay, so I hope everybody is able to do this, right? Because it's all the tags that we've learned so far just in one place. I have a H1 tag that says Shaukat, and then I have a HR tag. What is HR tag? It is a horizontal rule tag, which is this thing right here. And yeah, you guys get it right. It just draws a line all over your screen. That's it. That is the only thing it does. And after that, I have a H2 tag, which is a smaller heading. And then I have a OL tag, which is the ordered list. We just learned. LI is for list item. Again, we have HR, which is the horizontal rule, which is just this one line. It just draws this line. And after that, we have H2 education. We have unordered list, HR, H2, UL, LI, HR, H2, UL, LI, HR. That's it, right? So everybody is able to build this website, right? Everybody done? What's the shortcut to get HTML:5? Won't get on Replit, okay? Won't get this on Replit, okay? You guys might have a problem typing it out, but this is what you're going to do. It's very simple, right? Everybody understands these tags. Did anybody not understand these tags? If you didn't, please let me know now. Otherwise, you'll face a lot of problem in the future, because if you don't have bones, you can't put skin on it, right? So if you don't learn HTML, you can't learn CSS. Okay, everybody clear, right? Okay, since this is the first day, I let you go here. I actually had few more stuff, some more stuff planned, but we'll do that later on. Okay, tomorrow's class, the thing we'll do is the website that I built, only I can look at it, right? For now, only I am able to see it. You guys can't. We'll solve that problem, okay? You'll be able to share a link to everybody that you know and tell, okay, I made a website, look at it, right? You guys remind me, okay? You guys remind that Shaukat, you told us that we'll host a website today, okay? Yeah, that's it, guys. If you have any doubts, you can ask me. Otherwise, you can leave the meeting. I'll also stop the recording.